Hey guys. I really wanted to talk about something that's been weighing on my heart, and it's really hard to talk about. I feel like I need to. I feel like I have this platform to talk about hard things, to talk about good things. My account was solely made to spread positivity and share how I live life with illness, not even despite it. But because of it, I've always been really open that I struggle with depression and I struggle with anxiety and mental health issues. And 2 weekends ago was the lowest I've ever been. I did not see any reason to stick around here. I was very unhappy, very frustrated with life, very confused. I didn't understand why this is happening to me. I didn't want to be alive. I didn't want to keep fighting. I felt like life was kicking me and beating me up in all directions. Friendships, relationships, family, mental health, physical health, other things that I have not gone into detail about. Sometimes things are just really freaking hard. What is the purpose of all of this happening to me, especially all at once at one time? I've been going through this new treatment that I'm also trying to vlog, so hopefully a YouTube video will be coming about it. I filmed during my meltdowns, I filmed when I missed treatments, I filmed during it, what's happening, all this stuff, and I feel like that is such a hard thing to do, and I never usually do that, and I felt in my heart that this could help someone. And I'll be able to look back at it and see the way that my emotions and my heart and my outlook changed during this whole treatment. And basically it opened a floodgate in my brain of all these negative, heavy, sad, depressed, angry emotions. I've been going through these extreme mood type things, and back there I even kicked a hole in a wall, which was completely out of character for me. I never do that, and I would never ever share that, but again, I feel like I need to. I'm genuinely a happy person. I have my bad days. I have meltdowns. I yell, I scream. When all this was happening, I was melting down for over half the days. Like, I'm talking 9 to 11 hours a day, and I just couldn't stop. I felt like I was never gonna stop crying. So then I was even more frustrated because it's like, why? And I kept asking for answers. I have so many questions of why, just why. I don't understand. I don't understand why this is happening. I wasn't seeing any signs. I didn't know why God wasn't sending me any signs to let me know that this is for a reason. You're here for a reason. You're going through this for a reason. I wasn't seeing any, and it's just because I wasn't looking hard enough. The weekend that I was very, very low, a friend from Instagram had sent me a letter, just a handwritten letter to say she was proud of me and that she loved me. A different friend had texted me a quote that she found that made her think of me, about being compassionate and emotional and empathetic, and how people like that change the world, and the world needs kind people like me, which melted my heart because sometimes I feel like my emotions are not only overwhelming for me, but anyone that has to be around me, and that's a hard thing to process. And then a person who had never messaged me before on Instagram sent me this post that I related so deeply to, and it was just crazy that at the time that I needed to read these words, a complete stranger had thought that I needed to read them. A boy who I'd gone to elementary school with, he'd messaged me on Instagram this same weekend and told me that he had to find me on Instagram because him and his friends were talking about a first crush that he had, and he remembered this redhead named Courtney that he used to play on the playground with, and that he had to find me on Instagram and tell me. And it was just the smallest gesture, but it meant so much, because when I feel like I'm not worthy of being here, and someone who I haven't seen or talked to since 1st and 2nd grade remembers me and remembers details so instinctly about me, it was so amazing to hear at all, but especially at the lowest point. And I just want to talk about your purpose in life. Illness is hard. Life is hard for people without illness. And there's so many people who might disagree with how I live and how I do things, but I'm just doing what I know how to do and how I can get through these hardships and what makes me want to live and want to survive. And I know that might sound dramatic to people who don't really understand, but it's really hard to keep your mental health good when it's hard in general, and then when you add physical health issues to the mix, it just feels like the world is crashing down on you. And there's nothing to do because it seems like no one understands. I think as humans, we're very quick to judge, and I think we need to be quick to be kind because the world needs kindness and compassion more than anything. I made this account and I share intimate parts of my life that I never thought I'd put on the internet. I kept it a secret for the first 2 or 3 years of being sick. No one in high school even knew I was sick. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't want to admit that. I didn't want people to know that. Now, I feel like being sick makes me who I am. It made me who I am today. It's given me this whole different area of life. It's given me a purpose. It's given me friends. It's given me positivity. It's given me the willpower to stay here, to keep fighting, to want to help people, to be more genuine and compassionate, to get to know people, to always think before I say things, to not judge so quickly, because when you see me, I look normal. Your problems are something to look at and understand, because you wouldn't be the person you are without the happy times, the bad times, the sad times, all the times, all the emotions. So they need to be embraced because they're special and they make you who you are. If you don't see any signs, look a little harder. I wish that I could give everyone struggling a huge hug. This was really hard to talk about, but I'm really happy I did.